Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Instructor Robertson. It is Tuesday night, and Tuesday night, 6/14/2022. And this week, we are going to look at chapters 5 and 6. So for last week's homework, we looked at chapters 3 and 4, and we did a little bit of homework relating to the world marketplace, business without borders, which was chapter 3, and chapter 4, business ethics and social responsibility. I had a video there. There were a couple of PowerPoints for those chapters and some homework assignments for you to turn in. So hopefully you have, and I will get back to everyone by the end of tomorrow. Again, you know that my email has been down. I'm not sure why. Some of you may have had some similar issues, or maybe other classmates that you know of. We had a couple things going on. But I think my email is up and running now. And so I had an extra computer given to me by the school to check on things, but I'm taking that back tomorrow, so we should be good to go. However, chapter 3 and 4, if you have not turned that in, those homework assignments, email those to me directly. Please do so as soon as possible. If you are doing any catch-up, we are already moving into week 3 as of today. Chapter 1 and 2 homework was due previously, and 3 and 4. So if you have not turned one of those in, there are 4 chapters there, please do so as soon as possible so that you can get some points on the board. Also, there was a discussion number 1 that was an intro. You were to give an intro to the class as well as tell me the company that you are interested in. Last week, I talked to you a little bit about the project for the course that is posted on Blackboard as well, the outline for that project. Again, if you have questions about past things or upcoming things or anything you'd like to make an appointment to meet with me, whether it's in person at St. Ben's or, virtually, please reach out, Robertson at ec3pa.org, or you can text me 814-490-6473, and I should get back to you, within 12 to 24 hours regarding an appointment. So I'm available for that, different times of the day or the night, not too late at night, obviously, or too early in the morning. All right, so this week, 5 and 6, we're actually moving into the second part of the text. We are looking at business communication, creating and delivering messages that matter. Now, there is a whole business comm course that you can take here at EC3PA, which is a great course. It really jumps into that chapter 5 material. There's also a homework assignment for chapter 5. So read that chapter 5. There's a PowerPoint presentation that coincides, and then there's also a homework assignment for chapter 5. Chapter 6 is also part of this week. Chapter 6 now is a little bit different. We're moving into creating a business. Chapter 6 is business formation, choosing the form that fits, right? Are you interested in a sole proprietorship? Are you interested in LLC or an LLP? Are you interested in S Corp or C Corp? So there is a video that I have posted that actually is an accountant. An accountant made the video and talks a little bit about the taxation differences between the different types of company formation. Again, this is a 101 course, so we just kind of touch base on different types of businesses as with chapter 6 in the text. There's the video, there's chapter 6 in the text, there's PowerPoint, and then there's homework. Now, I think there's 4 homework questions for chapter 6. There's also a discussion this week, right? There's 4 discussions total. There's not one next week, but next week I will post your midterm on that Friday, I guess the 24th. So your midterm will be that week. So next week. So you will have no discussion though. So this week we have a discussion question. Now the discussion question for this week is actually an application question, and it relates to chapter 6. So what I want you to do for the discussion question, relating to chapter 6, a typical partnership agreement spells out details such as the initial financial contribution each partner will make, the specific duties, responsibilities each will assume, or partner entity, right? Sometimes 2 entities join together in a partnership, how they will share the profits or losses, right? Who gets what, how they will settle disagreements between the partners, how they will deal with death or withdrawal of one of the partners. Sometimes it's drawn up in such a way, the partnership, that if one partner dies, the entire business goes to the other partner or entity, right? Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes if a partner dies, then, and it's just a single partner, not an entity, a partner dies, it goes to their next living kin, right? So depending on how it works, and there are multiple other ways that it could be put together. But so there are different ways that you can set up a partnership. So a well-written partnership, obviously an attorney is involved, often an accountant, can prevent common misunderstandings. So if you have a very clear, most of you have rented a property before, right? So you've had a lease. The more clear the lease, even though it can be scary from a tenant standpoint, the more clear the lease, the more you know exactly what's going to happen if something happens. The more you know that if your air conditioner goes out in the middle of summer and it's 100 degrees, that it says in there that your landlord will have the air conditioner fixed and be in contact with you within 24 hours of the incident, right? So you know that. And if they don't follow that, you know that you have recourse, right? Some leases will also say things like if you have a pet on the premises without contacting the landlord, you get fined, I don't know, $25 a day, right? So you know if you are to bring a pet, you need to get permission from the landlord. Some places are not allowed to have pets. And if you don't, you know that you will get fined and they have recourse. The landlord does. So when it's really clearly laid out, you know the comings and goings, right? If it's not clearly laid out, there's a lot of room for disagreement, a lot of gray areas. So really in a partnership, the key thing from a business standpoint is to make sure that everything is spelled out in some sort of an agreement when you form that partnership. Now, there are federal and state laws that are pulled into place when you're forming a partnership. So for this discussion, I just want you to look into a little bit, do a little bit of research at the state and federal level, and see what you can find relating to how a partnership can be formed. What are some of the laws that are involved? So some of the things relating to taxes. And you don't have to tell me all of it, because yes, you can be an attorney and you practice completely in drawing up agreements, right? Drawing up partnerships, things like that. So it's a pretty broad area that covers a lot of things. So really what I want you to do is pick out a few key things that you find in your research on the internet that relates to either state items, federal items, things that you find interesting about how partnerships can be formed, things relating to taxes for partnerships, whatever you can find. There's really no wrong answer because there's a lot of information. You can tell me something both about state and federal, or pick one, federal or state. And just because it's only minimum 2 or 3 sentences, right? You can write a book if you'd like, but 2 to 3 sentences is fine. And just tell me a little bit about your findings. Tell the class a little bit about your findings. Now, if you decide to reply to a classmate, which many of you like to do that, reply back and forth, I welcome that, right? The discussion is set up for that. Make sure that you're just being respectful and inclusive, right? We don't want, this is an open forum for our class. And so hopefully you enjoy this. This is another thing that is due your 5 and 6 homework and your readings, your PowerPoint, the video, and then the discussion question. All of those things are due by next Monday, 11:59. Again, if you have questions or you have any issues, you feel like you're falling behind, anything, please reach out to me as soon as possible. So we're already going into week 3, so it's moving pretty quickly out of 8 weeks, right? We'll be doing the midterm the end of next week. So we're moving very quickly. Just let me know. So reach out to me. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I will circle back around with you later in the week to make sure everything is going smoothly. So have a wonderful and sunny evening here in Erie, PA.